Hi, and welcome to the Optimal Being video blog, presented by ConsciousLifeNews.com, your daily source for news and articles about conscious living on planet Earth. I'm your host, Jonathan Willbanks, and today I want to follow up on yesterday's video blog, which was about emotional toxicity. What is emotional toxicity? And so for the sake of brevity here, if you haven't seen that first video, I encourage you to watch that before you watch this one. So, that being said, how do we release and deal with our emotions in a productive, constructive way in our daily life? And this, I think, is a very important tool to understand, to prevent the accumulated toxicity of our emotions building up and poisoning our daily lives and our relationships. And so really it comes down to one core thing, and that's recognizing when you're experiencing a so-called negative emotion, because in our society, so many of us are so conditioned to believe that it's not okay to feel anger, rage, sadness, guilt, or conversely, we're so conditioned to believe that we have to think positively, that when these things come up, sometimes we automatically repress them before we've even consciously had a chance to recognize what's coming up and realize that they're there. So the first step is checking in with yourself to see what your emotional state is. Where are you out of balance emotionally? And recognizing when something like, let's say, anger, that's an easy one that's very prevalent in our society, when you are angry. And when you are angry, the key is simply to allow yourself to be angry, to stop judging yourself, to make it okay. Say, you know what, I'm angry right now. I'm angry at this person, or I'm angry at this circumstance, or I'm frustrated. And that's okay. And, it's important not to when you're venting, not to take that out and vent it onto other people. But most people have the ability to go into private for a few minutes, like let's say into a restroom or into an office, and say, you know what, I'm really freaking angry right now, and I need to just deal with this and process it, and that's okay. And just breathe and allow yourself to be angry. Allow yourself to be frustrated. And if you do that, within usually a few minutes, sometimes it only takes 30 seconds, but let's say it's a few minutes, maybe it's 5 minutes, you will burn off that emotion. You will burn through it, you will release it, and then you can go about your daily life. As opposed to saying, I don't have time for this right now, I can't be angry, I have to be happy, I have to put my happy face on, I'm just going to shove that down and deal with it later. That's what too many of us do. Make it okay to feel your emotions as they arise. And emotions serve a purpose. Anger, the primary purpose of anger is to alert you to when your boundaries have been violated. And so in this sense, it's very important to acknowledge that and to check in and say, where have my boundaries been violated here? Why am I angry? And to understand that so that corrective action in a very balanced and harmonious way can be taken to address that factor. And a lot of times I also want to say that the things that we get angry about or that we're judging in other people that really set us off are often mirrors of things that we're judging about ourselves. If you think, oh, that person over there is too free-spirited, they're off in la-la land with all of these naive thoughts and they're always trying to share their viewpoint with everyone else, then ask yourself, where are you judging yourself for your beliefs? If you feel that you're being manipulated by someone, maybe it's someone in your personal life, maybe it's someone in your work environment, maybe you feel manipulated by your government, by society, and the social structures that we have in place. Look at where are you the manipulator in your life? And sometimes the answer is not always apparent, but usually there will be a very clear mirror, because we really only tend to get angry and get set off by things that we're judging about ourselves. Because if we didn't carry that judgment, it wouldn't be pissing us off so much to see it reflected back to us. So I encourage you also in this process to reflect on that and see where is this anger or this frustration that I'm feeling a reflection of the beliefs that I'm holding about myself. But again, going back to the key here, it's to acknowledge the emotion, release your judgment of it, and make it okay to process it. Make it okay to release it. Sometimes, and again, for people who are in very front-facing or public-facing jobs, so maybe you manage a large team in the office, or maybe you're in sales or customer service and you're interacting with people all day, and you may not have the luxury to vent or release your anger, even for 5 minutes, exactly as it arises. So if that happens, that's okay. Make a conscious point to bookmark. As you're feeling that anger, bookmark it. Literally, set your intent and say, I'm going to bookmark this feeling so that I can come back to it later for review. And then, when you are in a space where it is appropriate to do so, go back to that bookmark, access it, and then allow yourself to vent and process. And over time, the effects of this can be very powerful. Now, I also want to speak about the role that the chakra system, or the body's energy system, can play in emotional release. And I realize that this is a bit of a departure from some of the more physically oriented concepts that we've discussed in past video blogs, but I think that it's very important. So a simple illustration of the chakra system is that you have 7 energy centers in your body. And the most powerful of those is your heart chakra, which is located in the center of your chest, immediately beneath your sternum. Not your physical heart, but your actual, the center of your chest. And if you're having trouble accessing an emotion or releasing it, and you find that you get stuck in a feedback loop, then a really helpful exercise is to consciously open that center energy channel in the body, which is the heart chakra. And this is actually the easiest of all of the chakras to work with and open, and it's the easiest one for people to feel. And the way that you open the heart chakra, or a way you can open the heart chakra, is by simply thinking of a person, place, or animal who reflexively makes you smile. I think that baby animals are usually the easiest way here. You know how everyone sees a picture, it doesn't matter what baby animal it is. Maybe it's a duck, maybe it's a puppy, maybe it's a kitten, maybe it's a frog. It doesn't matter. You see a picture of a baby animal and everybody goes, "Aww," because we are hardwired. The proportions of the baby face are hardwired to release oxytocin in our brain and create a bonding, affection relationship toward that animal and bring out our nurturing aspects. But I digress. Baby animals tend to make us really smile. And so you can use any person or place that works for you, but I think animals or places are probably best because we tend not to have a lot of the subconscious thought processes running in the background that we do around people. So think of a baby animal or a place that reflexively makes you smile. And instead of feeling it appear in your head, place your awareness in the center of your chest as you think of that thing that makes you smile, and feel yourself begin to expand. Feel your heart light up. I know this sounds a little bit woo-woo, but stick with me here because it's actually really powerful and it can work, and I've seen this work for many, many people. So once you think of that thing that reflexively makes you smile and you feel that sense of expansion coming from your chest, then go back to that bookmark emotion or that circumstance that's making you angry. Think about that fight that you're having with your partner or your boss or your coworker, or that anger that you're feeling to your government or toward your government or toward that politician. And in that open-hearted space, allow yourself to access those emotions and everything going along with it. And then from that space, make it okay to experience and feel that emotion without judgment. And you will be amazed at how much faster it releases. It's the difference between draining, let's say, a pool through like a pressurized like pipe that's this big, and so the water goes versus a pipe that's this big, and the water can go gently and release because you've got a much wider access point. So those are some tools that you can use to deal with your emotions on a daily basis and to process them. And it's really important, I think, until you reach a point where you're doing this automatically in your daily life, which takes a lot of cultivation. I'm certainly not there yet, but I'm getting there. But until you reach a point where this process is automatic and you can do it in real time, I think it's very important to set aside even 5 minutes a day for yourself. Maybe at the end of the day before bed is a great time to really release any emotions that you haven't dealt with throughout the day. And the more you do this, the easier it becomes. And the more you do this, the lighter you will begin to feel throughout your daily life. You will literally feel like weight is being lifted off of you, like you're getting a monkey, several monkeys, a herd of monkeys off of your back. And so for those of you who feel like this sounds a bit out there, again, I never ask you to just take my word for anything, but I would encourage you to try some of the practices and processes that I've talked about here today with an open mind and see what happens, see what it does for you. And I think you'll be really, really surprised. So that's it for today in terms of emotional detoxification. I hope that this has been helpful for you. Again, I'm taking a little bit of a different track this week in broadening the subject material of these video blogs, so I really would appreciate any feedback or comments that you have either on the YouTube video for this video blog or in the original article where it appears on Conscious Life News. I, as always, welcome any suggestions for future installments of this blog and would love to hear anything that you have to say there. And I also encourage you to subscribe to to my YouTube channel so that you can receive my weekly video blog updates directly to your YouTube homepage. Thank you all so much for joining me today, and until next time, be well.